Hey guys, Joe Simpson, TechWake. This is probably going to be the least technical review I've ever done. So I'm here today to talk about the Rocketbook. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about the Rocketbook, but let me walk through some of the problems that I've had with note-taking in the past 15 years. When I got hired with my first company back when I was 23 years old, that company handed me a leather-bound day timer and a pen and said, write everything down and make notes and make lists. And so that's how I was trained to organize myself way back when. So I know that in this world today, we've got reminders and lists and notes and all these different features in our phones, on our iPads, and these like electronic devices. It's all great. It's perfect. But I'm in construction and I still like the old pen and paper. So I was carrying around legal pads for a while and they became a little bit, junky and clunky. They would build up. I'd have papers all over the truck, so I had to get rid of it. I had that type of a setup for a while. And then I said, this is silly. I'm just going to get an iPad with an Apple Pencil, and then I'm going to take notes. And I use a program called Notability, which works great. And for all of you who don't have a note system, that one would be one you'd want to look at. But for me, either the pencil was always dead, the iPad was always dead, I'd have it on my nightstand and forget to put it in my truck. I'd be afraid to take it on the job because I was going to break it. There was just always a reason that the iPad just never worked out for me in terms of a good note-taking device. It should be fine, but for whatever reason, I just don't implement it well. And I thought I was going to get one of those electronic e-paper devices, the ones you write on, the Notable 2. It's like a $500, fake paper and pen, and it's electronic. And then the little things would bug me, like it's not backlit, it doesn't do this, you can't read books on it, whatever it was. I was like, that's ridiculous to pay that much money. I was scrolling through Amazon one day and I saw this thing called Rocketbook, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. So I started looking it up on YouTube. And let me just explain what it is. You guys probably have me for lunch on this because you're probably gonna say that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. So it's just this little notebook, okay? A black little vinyl bound notebook. You can get it in different colors. And inside, it has an insert for notes. And on mine's special. It's magnetic and I can just lift it out. You just take it, you slide it back in place, and you're good to go. So you can have different notebooks for different reasons. You could have calendars versus lined paper. You have graph paper. There's all different types of inserts you can get for this. You might be saying, okay, Joe, that's cool. You have a notebook with a removable insert. No, that's really not it though. Okay, so something you'll notice when you get this, I don't know if you guys can hear or see that, but it's got some very faint lines on there. And this paper is lined. And if you look at the bottom down here, there's a QR code, and then there's also a couple of different icons. And then up on the top, it's got like a title and a date block. So what I would do when I take a note, right? First of all, you can flip it around backwards, so it flips around easy. You can do a title, and I'll just say video because that's what I'm doing. And then you can put the date 1/15/24. Can't believe that. And then you just write what you want, right? It's just a pen and paper. You write. You can make little boxes. You can make a little checklist. You can do a sketch. You can do all this stuff, right? Down here, I can write a little thing in that block, and that is a tag. Now, also, these little blocks, they come in handy because what these little blocks do is in the application, and I'll show you that in a minute, you can select where you want this note to go when you scan it. Now we're talking about scanning. So I know the first one goes to Evernote in my business account. So I make an X on the box that indicates where I want it to go, right? So then when I pull out the app, sorry to put you through this, is a little slow, but you'll kind of get it here in a sec. You pull up the app, comes up, and then you hit scan. So right now it's looking for the note. So then I take this note and hold it here. I take this reader and it reads the note. You can see it down here. And then you click the note to review it. And there's everything I just drew on that paper. You might say, well, congratulations, Joe, you just took a picture of a note. But see, that's not the thing. Once I do that, I hit next. It transcribes the note and it sends it to where it's supposed to go, right? So I can look at the note, I can change the tag, I can change the title. If it didn't scan right, I can hit send. Okay, so then it's sending the note to where it's supposed to go. It's sent. And now I can go to Evernote. In my Evernote, it shows up as a PDF. So I click the PDF, and there it sits within my Evernote. So I took a note, I put some labels and stuff and dated it and everything. I put an X where I wanted it to go. Now you can send it to like a note app, like Evernote, or Google Drive, or I could send it to a text. I could send it to, you name it. You can send it to all different types of locations. And once it's done and it's safe and it's there, here's what I like about it. Now I don't have any water, but I have hand sanitizer. So what I like about this notebook is every page can be simply erased, right? With water, simple water, okay? Dry it off, and you're ready to go again. Literally, it's that easy. You're ready to go again right after you dry it off. These pens, this is a friction pen. It's an erasable pen. You can get them in any drugstore. And I placed a pen holder on my notebook so it's always there. So I keep this notebook with 20 pages. I keep my daily lists and I journal and I do all kinds of stuff in here, and then I send it to all the different locations that the app allows you to do. And then I erase all the pages so I don't have to worry about keeping it private or locked up or hidden. And I am always writing notes and taking notes, but it's blending with my digital world. It's putting it where I need to put it. So let me give you a scenario. I'll go into a house, I'll take notes, I'll take measurements, I'll do all these different things at an estimate, and then I don't want to forget, so I'll tag it. I'll call it Smith 11524. The tag will be initial estimate, and then I'll send it up to my business folder. So anytime I go back and I'm like, oh, where was that Smith note for that estimate? It'll pop right up on Evernote, and I'll look at it. I can see all my notes. They're right there. Even though I only carry around a little skinny notebook with 20 pages, and this thing is super convenient, super easy to use. And if you want to get different inserts, like if you say, hey, I don't really want to take notes, but I want to do my calendar on there, they have like calendar inserts and all kinds of cool stuff. So give it a look. And the thing is, the point of entry is like 25 bucks. 25 bucks for this little dude. And you get a notebook with some Mylar inserts, and it's pretty durable. I've been carrying it around for a few months now, and I love it. I love it. So check it out. It's called Rocketbook. It's silly, but it's kind of like that half step between technology and handwritten notes. So check it.